CM Punk has just won the right to face Roman Reigns on night 1 of WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. But he isn't happy with that. He wants to go on last, and Cody Rhodes currently holds that spot on night 2. How on earth will this be resolved? The cameras the next night on Raw capture a very interesting conversation taking place between Paul Heyman and CM Punk. And Punk says to Heyman, "We've got a long history, Paul. Longer than any history that you have with them. We made history together. Do the right thing, Paul. Do the right thing." And with Punk certainly up to something, it seems like Paul Heyman might be interested. But with that seed planted, Punk moves on to other business. He wants revenge on Sami Zayn for attacking him weeks before the Elimination Chamber match, and he tries to get that in the form of a match. The big main event is on, and Punk and Zayn are doing battle, but as the Bloodline generally do, they get involved. Jay jumps on the apron, and Sami hates this. He yells at him to get off the apron, and he says that he has it under control. But while they're arguing, Punk is waiting, and he nails Sami with a GTS, and he picks up the massive win. And then all hell breaks loose. Roman Reigns storms out, and he's standing in between Jay and Sami, who are arguing. Roman is pissed. He says, "You two better pull it together, or I'm gonna do something that I'll regret." And then we see Solo Sikoa start coming down the ramp. But surprisingly, before he can even get there, he's cut off by Cody. Cody drops him with a crossroads and makes a run for the ringside area. The Bloodline see him coming and the fight is on. But Punk nails Jey Uso with a GTS. He also gets one off on Jimmy too. Cody, on his way to the ring, drops Sami Zayn with a crossroads as well, and then he makes his way into the ring. And he doesn't even realise, but he's back to back with Punk in the ring. Reigns leaves furiously through the crowd. Cody and Punk then realise where they've ended up in all the chaos, and now they're practically nose to nose. You could cut the tension with a knife. Cody has what Punk wants, the true main event of WrestleMania. And the show goes off the air with a very tense stare down between the two men. It was advertised during the week that Punk and Cody were going to air their grievances live on Raw, and it opens the show. And for the first time so far, Cody goes off. He says, "You really never change. It's always been about you and how things can benefit you. Hunter was right all those years ago. The voice of the voiceless only had a voice when things weren't going your way. You think I don't talk to my friends outside this place? You think I don't know exactly what happened that night in Chicago? What happened that night is exactly what is threatening to happen here. You think you know what you want, but I can guarantee you, you'll get exactly just what you need one day. Now, I don't claim to be a perfect man, but I know what I need, and it just happens to be what I want. And what I want is to place that WWE Championship in my daughter's hands after WrestleMania. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let you or anyone else stop me. I hear all this talk of the bloodline this, the bloodline that. Well, my bloodline is pretty damn strong, and I'll bleed however much I have to bleed to make my dream come true." Punk this time, like Cody has in the past, takes the high road. He leaves the ring to Cody, but you can just feel how personal this is getting. But Punk still doesn't have what he wants. But we see backstage, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, they were watching all of this unfold. Reigns has seen enough and he walks off, and he leaves Heyman conveniently backstage alone. Punk has walked to the back and Paul pulls him inside and says, "Were you serious about that offer?" And Punk says, "Of course. Why would I lie to you, Paul? Who was the first true Paul Heyman guy? It sure as hell wasn't Roman Reigns." Heyman thinks about it, but he ultimately says, "Listen, I have to go. I don't want him seeing me talk to you, but you can leave it with me, okay?" And then on SmackDown on the same week, we see Paul Heyman seemingly carrying out CM Punk's wishes. He says to Roman Reigns, "My tribal chief, as your special counsel, and well, as you affectionately call me, the wise man, I think I have some wise advice. I think you could kill two birds with one stone at WrestleMania. Think about it, the grandest stage of them all, the true main event. You go on last, and just like you did to Bryan and Edge, one match. You stack them, and you move on." And Roman Reigns says, "But what if I want to be the first to main event both nights, Paul? What about that? That's history." And Heyman says, "Well, I just don't think it's wise. What if you get injured on night one and you can't even compete on night two?" I mean, not that would ever happen, but it's a possibility. And Roman thinks about it and then says, "We do call you the wise man for a reason. Maybe you have a point. How about you leave it with me?" And with Punk pulling the strings, Cody has pulled on the ring gear. Solo Sikoa demanded a match after Cody laid him out the week prior, and it's the main event of Raw. It's a fantastic match, but of course, it gets blown apart when the Usos, Sami Zayn, and this time Paul Heyman start getting involved. Cody manages to fight them all off though, and he downs all of them with a crossroads each. Unbelievable effort from Cody. He fights off majority of the Bloodline, and now he has Paul Heyman in his sights. But no, Punk sprints down, he slides in the ring, and he stands in front of Heyman. But Rhodes will take anyone. He doesn't care, and he starts advancing towards him. But no, boom! He gets wiped out by a spear from Roman Reigns. And all of a sudden, we see Heyman standing in between Punk and Reigns. Heyman has a decision to make. He's standing between them, but he doesn't decide. He doesn't even get the chance because the Bloodline get back up on the apron behind Roman, so Punk gets the hell out of there. But what would Heyman have chosen? We might never know, but Roman is very skeptical now. And he holds a huge Bloodline meeting on the next episode of SmackDown, and he berates each and every one of them, especially Sami and Jay. He says, "You both started this fracture. You both made us look stupid. I want both of you to get out of my sight before I say or even do something I'll really regret." Jimmy, you've been solid, but I know how you and your brother are. You'll always follow him. So why don't you follow him? And Solo, you've made the biggest impact. I'm proud of you. You're loyal, you represent the Bloodline strongly. But if you don't mind, I'd like a minute to speak with Paul alone. Paul, you didn't make a choice between Punk and I. Can I trust you? Can I trust you to do the right thing, Paul? And Heyman says, "Yes, my tribal chief. I'm loyal to you forever. I acknowledge you. I would never betray you." And Roman says, "Good. Well, since you like having little private chats with him, why don't you go and tell him this? WrestleMania, Triple Threat, Fall 1, WWE Championship, Fall 2, Universal Championship. Because I'm going to show the world that I'm the one. And you're going to show the world that you will do the right thing." And as we close in on WrestleMania, the Bloodline takes a huge hit. During a big six-man tag team match, which consists of the Usos and Sami Zayn versus the New Day and Kevin Owens, Jimmy and Jay wipe out Xavier and Kofi. They injure them so badly with chairs that they can't compete. Sami is clearly uncomfortable with it though, but it gets even more intense when they turn their attention to Kevin Owens. And Zayn, who's watching on helplessly as the Usos prepare to deliver the same fate to Owens, it's actually Paul Heyman that steps in. He tells them not to do it. What on earth has gotten into Heyman? The Usos are super confused, but the confusion turns to complete chaos when Zayn turns on them both. He downs Jimmy, he downs Jay, and he helps Kevin Owens. And he says, this is my real family. And Heyman watches all this unfold. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens leave through the crowd because they see in the distance Roman Reigns storming down. But he doesn't go at Zayn. He goes right up to Heyman and he says, "Is this you? Is this your doing? Are you a rat, Paul? Tell me, right now, are you with us or are you against us?" And then Punk runs down again. He steps in front of Heyman and he's nose to nose with Reigns. This is about as intense as it gets. Which side is Heyman on? Reigns is staring at Punk, but he's talking to Heyman. He says, "What is it, Paul? Are you Bloodline or are you straight edge?" Heyman is terrified. He's about to utter the answer to the question, but again, he doesn't get the chance because from behind, Cody lays out Paul Heyman with a crossroads. And then he gets to Punk and he lays him out as well. And then Reigns suffers the exact same fate. Cody Rhodes has cleaned house. He stands tall. He has one mission, and it's all about family. He's going to honor his father and place the championship in his daughter's hands. And he gets that chance at WrestleMania. The massive triple threat match is on. The first fall is for the WWE Championship, and all three are enthralled in the war. Reigns looks for a spear on Cody, but gets Punk instead. Cody then comes up behind Reigns. He hits him with a crossroads. This is going to be the first time Roman has been pinned in years. 1, 2, no! Reigns kicks out. Unbelievable. Cody runs over to Punk to try and cover him, but Punk gets him in a small package. 1, 2, no! This time Cody Rhodes has to kick out. Punk looking for a GTS, but Cody fights out of it. He reverses and he nails Punk with a crossroads. 1, 2, 3. He gets it. Cody is the new WWE champion. He's realized his dream, but we know the match is not over. Cody has no time to celebrate. He gets speared by Roman Reigns. 1, 2, no! Cody Rhodes kicks out, and Rhodes rolls to the outside to try and save himself. Roman is beside himself. He can feel it slipping away. He goes to the corner, and now he's sizing up Punk. But then, Paul Heyman slides into the ring. What the hell is this about? He's standing in between the two. And Roman says, "What is it, Paul? Are you going to do the right thing?" Heyman has chosen. He knocks down Punk with a low blow. He gets out of the ring and it paves the way for Roman to hit the final spear. Reigns retains the Universal title and he was never pinned for the WWE Championship. That now belongs to Cody Rhodes. Punk is down on the outside and Heyman says, "Phil, sometimes in life, what you want isn't really what you need."